Good morning, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I thought I would come on and just do a quick flip through of the latest issue of Threads. Threads is a sewing magazine that comes out in the United States. I wish I could get the ones that come from the UK because those sewing magazines are awesome, but Threads is good too. I mean, it's good too. It does not come with any free patterns like some of the ones out of the UK do, but that's okay. But I thought we'd flip through this. I do know I've seen Threads like at the grocery store's magazine rack. Of course, you can go to Threads, probably threads.com, and get a subscription. So in this Threads, this is the fall 2025 Threads. It's all about timeless style. They've given you some aligning method, Louise cuttings, easy elegance and precision sewing, a pro's guide to curating your stash. Now, and 5 fashion themes, relaxed to tailored. So I'm just going to do kind of a flip through of the articles. If you want to read them, I would suggest go pick up an issue of Threads. If you want to get into sewing, this is the best magazine in the States for information on doing different techniques and things. So let's just flip through and see what's in here. I'm interested really a lot in this article, Ultimate Stash Clean Out. A sewist minds her fabric collection to outfit her new look and lifestyle by Nancy Nix Rice. That's going to be the first article I sit and read, although I have read some other things in here a little bit already because I had trouble getting to sleep last night. That's another long story. But we're going to flip through here and just see. There are a lot of resource type ads in here. There's going to be some information on some machine embroidery. I do not have an embroidering machine. A note from the editor, some more ads. This is information about the people that have articles in this magazine. I'm really intrigued with the Ditto form. They take a 3D digital body scan of you and then create a dress form that's your exact body, which I think is so blooping cool because it is kind of a nightmare to make a bought mannequin fit you even. Gives you some information about online classes, how to embellish with different kinds of ruffling. And here they're really sharing about doing raw edge trim ruffling. You just stack up several layers of different widths of flimsy fabric like chiffon or silk or things like that, because you want a little frayed edge for this technique. And then she's added it to this top. And this whole article tells you how to do that. Hi, Lala. Digital printing is fascinating to me, but I am not one that likes to do things on the computer. I did not like paperwork on the computer. I don't like computer work. I don't like to sit and just do things. I don't like to play games or any of that. So this just really wouldn't be for me, but I know there are people that love doing digital stuff. Like my niece, she loves that kind of stuff. She does anime type things and the other one. So I might look and see how much this fabric is per yard at Spoonflower. Spoonflower, you can design your own fabric with them. You create your design like this article tells you how to do. Then you send it into Spoonflower, and then people can order your design through Spoonflower in different kinds of fabrics. Like I think you can get a cotton and you can get, all different sorts of fabrics. Good morning, Janet. This talks about Hong Kong lining, which is all about finishing your seams on the inside. So whatever your project, whether it's a cape like this or a jacket or whatever, when you do a Hong Kong lining, everything is finished even on the inside. So there's no raw edges to unravel. So it's a very cool technique. I've never done it, so I'm interested in reading this article. Again, Threads, the magazine, actually has online courses that you can sign up for and take. I'm pretty sure you have to pay the fee, but if you're just getting into sewing, it is a resource. Pattern reviews on these coats, and I think some of these may be free to print off PDFs. I haven't gone and checked them all out, but I do see there's a downloadable pattern. Sometimes you do pay for that. So these are just some different patterns, and they have the little arrow. They've got a little chart here. So if you look at the little symbols, it tells you what's available. These pants intrigue me because I kind of like this feature on the pockets. So I might look into these. They have two size ranges that encompass sizes 0 through 32 for the waist, 25 inches to 52 inches for the hip, and 35 inches to 62 inches for the hips. Waist, that's sizes. For waist 25 to 52. Oh, I haven't seen a 25-inch waist in decades. This cape, it's got the downloadable symbol. So if you look up Threads, this jumpsuit intrigues me. I don't care for jumpsuits because I'm terrified that I won't get to a state of where I could use the restroom fast enough sometimes in a jumpsuit. But isn't it cute? Look at this jumpsuit. Isn't it cute? This is a skirt with a drape feature on the front of it. This is the article I really, really want to focus on, especially this month, because I'm doing a no spend. I told Scott, I said, I don't even want to go thrifting in September. And that's saying a lot for me because you guys know how much we love to go thrifting. But this gal has written an article in the fall 2025 issue of Threads all about cleaning out your stash to create a whole new wardrobe for yourself. So I'm going to read this, but I'm sure you go through and you find things that kind of go together. So if you make something, it could go with a skirt and a pair of pants. You make interchangeable pieces to get more bang for your buck with the fabric you already have. And for us sewists, we do get kind of crazy when it comes to fabric because fabric is pretty and it's hard to resist sometimes. So I'm going to read her article and see all her guidelines. And she's even talking about maybe letting some go. So that's always interesting. So I'm going to read this. It's a nice long article, it looks like. All right. Don Loper dresses Ella Fitzgerald. I hope I am saying his name correctly, but this is about a designer from the 60s. And I'm thinking, it will be fun to read about him as well. And what I like about these, if once you've read an article, they give you the little scanny thing. I don't know the term for it, but if you want more information, you can scan that and go. This dress is lovely, and this is all about narrow bound buttonholes, which I just watched. I can't remember. I think it was season 7 of the Great British Sewing Bee, and one of the tasks was a bound buttonhole, and the poor kids, they had a horrible time with it. The two that chose the silk, I think if they had started with a larger rectangle and then turned it to the inside and then trimmed it, they wouldn't have lost so much fabric. I know there's only so much when you're doing if this was on a child's dress, when you're only got a tiny little buttonhole that you're working with, you don't want to go too big. But if they'd gone slightly bigger, and then when they turned this pieces in, it's hard to describe, but you turn it in, and they would not maybe have lost so much. So bound buttonholes, if you've never done one, you can even try these techniques just on little pieces of fabric, just to give yourself practice time. The bound buttonhole is just a beautiful finish on, if you're doing a fancy dress like this here, a bound buttonhole is just so much nicer than having the threads visible and showing. So look up bound buttonholes and just try it on a square of paper, a square of fabric, and say you've tried it, and you could put it in your own journal. All of these techniques, there's so many ways to do this. To just do the practice and then save how you did it in a book. It might make a fat, chunky book, but still. Anyway, this is a dress shield instructions for the fancy dresses, so you don't, sweat through and have wet spots on your beautiful dress. You can make what's called a dress shield, which is an awesome idea, especially if you stress out in big, crowded events like I do. This is about, it says hem bias cut skirts. That's something I know nothing about. So I might check that out. Again, I think it's to use all these specialty fabrics like the designer for Ella Fitzgerald did, because this is a very fancy, fancy dress over here. It's got rhinestones and ooh la la. Make autumn magical. Manifest your wardrobe dreams in trending colors, fabrics, and styles. So I guess these are the trending colors for fall. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in. Tailored fit, 1980s to 90s revivals. They're talking about the fit, and then they'll give you all these different patterns. These are just lists of patterns you could try. And the PDF patterns are becoming more and more available. Linda McAllister, hey girl, how are you? But PDF patterns, and if you guys have heard in the news, the big five like Simplicity, Vogue, McCall's, Butterick, and New Look, they're having some financial troubles themselves. So paper patterns may disappear. So you might need to get comfortable with doing PDF print offs. You can send a PDF pattern purchase off to be printed, but for me, that's pretty pricey for a pattern. So I am eager to watch for more thrifted pattern opportunities, and I will trace my patterns out because I can continually trace a pattern off of an original pattern. Once you start putting pins through a pattern, it wears down. Like the pattern I'm using that I traced off for the little girls' dresses, it's nearing its lifespan, in that I've pinned it so many times. I currently have 21 dresses cut out, ready to go. I need to do my video, which I have to have done before the 15th of the month. So I've got to do a standalone video, you guys. And I haven't done one in ages. So we'll see what luck I have with that. Madi, if you're listening, I'm going to try. There's just all of these. This is like going way back because it's like 1949 jacket pattern from Pendleton, unlined shirt jacket based on a 1949 original design. So if you look that up on Google, just type in that, it would bring up this pattern and you print it off. And when you print PDF at home, it prints off on your letter size, your A2 size, the 8.5 by 11 for us. And then you have to tape them all together. And then I trace them out because I don't want to try to pin through copier paper. I trace all my pattern over onto pattern paper, or sometimes I get the medical, the paper they put over the exam tables. You can buy that by the roll, and it works great for pattern tracing. Loud luxury, athletic wear, and in lingerie inspired looks. Here's the colors again. This is the Pantone Fall 2025 color palette. So look up Pantone Fall 2025 color palette, and you'll see the in colors for fall. Sarah Campbell, she likes to use brilliant prints. And so this is an article about her and how she uses all these gorgeous prints, which I love color. So this is going to be a fun article to read. She just has color going all over. And each one, if you want to find out more about the particular designer, there's always a find out more guidelines in here. This is all about 4 decades of threads, which is the magazine. So this one will be interesting. This might be a really good issue for you to pick up for threads, because they're talking about their history in it. And so you'll get a better idea about them. Louise Cutting, an artist teacher, precision sewing pro, and pattern designer with enduring style. So she makes things that are tried and true for the generations. Hi, Janet. Your package went off yesterday, Janet. So this goes back to the tried and true, all of this here. And then we get into the machine embroidery, which I have not jumped off into machine embroidery myself. But you can do things like they did the little ducks on their embroidery machine. Quite frankly, I don't have room for yet another machine in my life. This is all about, I'm not sure what this is about. Talking about how long did it take. And this is a Don Loper design. He's an American designer. Said he did a lot of designs for many of the stars in the mid-20th century. He created this gown here. Wow. I'm just looking at his internals. A lot of how a gown looks to me is what's going on underneath. So like if you have a gown that needs structure, but you're using this flimsy fabric like the lace and things like that, your unders, what's underneath, the kind of skeleton of the dress is so important. And the use of boning and things like that, and horsehair trim on the bottoms of skirts, and all that kind of stuff is really important to learn about if you're going to go into gown construction. All right. So I just wanted to do a flip through of this magazine that came in. And I guess I will see some of you later. Oh, and Mary, I got my postcard. It came yesterday. This owl on the back, he got torn a little bit somehow, but I've glued him back, so he's all good. So thank you for the pretty owl. All right. Nice to see you, Linda. Tell Pin we said hello. And I'm going to let you guys go. I'm sure there's some other folks coming on. And I'm hoping today is better so that I can come on later. I'm feeling a little better. Yesterday was not a good day for me. Um, I just will let you guys know if I go quiet, it's because I need to have a down day to regroup. And yesterday was not a good day for me, and I didn't want to share negativity with you and doom and gloom. So yesterday was a rest and recuperate day. All right. So you all take care. If you feel like you need time, take it. Um, there's nobody going to judge you around here, I don't think, for taking some downtime. But I will see you later. Hopefully, I'll get something done and ready. So take care. Bye.